Hi, I'm Brad from Brad's Vintage Collection. Welcome to another edition of 4 Opinions in 5 Minutes. This is the third time I've done this and hope you've been enjoying it. I feel like there's a couple topics that are really being kicked around in the hobby right now that I wanted to just give my take on. So the first take I have is stickers are stupid. So NBA, Fanatics, Collect, PWCC, we already have an opinion on our cards that somebody paid for if it's in a slab. People starting to get a second opinion they pay for is just going to make cards more expensive. I have eyes, I have knowledge of cards, especially in my wheelhouse of vintage golden era Bowman and Topps cards, and my assessment is what matters to me. I don't care how many stickers it has or does not have. We can all compare the cards we are looking to buy with images of past public sales going back more than a decade on VCP. That tells us way more than a sticker, and frankly, for my collection, my opinion matters more than Mike Baker. Next topic I have is the bubble. I learned a new term this week, frothy, which I had never heard before, and I don't know how many YouTube videos I watched on, is the hobby in a bubble, is it not in a bubble, should we buy cards, shouldn't we buy cards? Well, here's my take on a hobby bubble. I hope so, but I doubt any correction will be earth-shattering. Would welcome a huge drop. Let the money I was hoping to pay for the Ryan rookie that I need allow me to buy a Mays rookie in the same grade at Strongsville. Bring on that drop. I don't try to time stuff. Over the long term, vintage goes up. Sometimes it goes down, but usually stays more than it was before the run-up started. Then it slowly goes up some more until the bubble price someday looks cheap. I've been at this for decades. Unless you need to sell in the short term, it really doesn't matter that much to collectors who PC everything like me and rarely never sell if there is a bubble. Strongsville will be bigger than ever and people there will be buying cards. Same with the National next year. Will the price be less than now? I hope so, but I am not prepared to bet on it. So I think that the talk of a bubble is just timing the market's not going to happen. Spend your budget every year and just enjoy your cards. The next issue is one that affects ultra-modern collectors more than vintage collectors, but I do dabble in ultra-modern. When the Bears drafted Justin Fields, I was a Justin Fields fan in college and started to buy his cards his first year. And I was shocked that the jersey patches and the number patches were not player worn or game used, and even the number patches for Justin Fields were usually pieces of a number 8, not a number 1 that he wears. So they didn't even bother to have a number 1 Bears jersey printed. The disclaimer, it says on the Panini, states, the enclosed officially licensed material is not associated with any specific player, game, or event. At least it's officially licensed. Pretty soon they're probably going to go to knockoff jerseys because no one can tell the difference anyway, or a patch that's not even from a jersey. But I think as collectors, we need to insist on something that the player touched at least, hopefully that was worn in a game. And we just need, I think collectors need to fight back and not buy those cards that have patches that have really no connection to the player. The last take that I have is on second-tier Hall of Famers. I hate that term. The Hall of Famers in all sports are the greatest that played the game. And I'm mostly a baseball collector. I could live with the term GOATs and Hall of Famers. But if you made the Hall of Fame, man, you were something. There are 351 members in the MLB Hall of Fame, of which 278 are players. There are over 23,600 players that played in Major League Baseball. That means the Hall of Fame is the top 1.17%. I mean, that is the cream of the crop. If you made the Hall of Fame, in my mind, you're worth remembering and collecting. And there are a lot of players, or there definitely are a lot of players that didn't make the Hall that are good enough to collect as well. So if you think of today's game on MLB rosters, before the roster expansion, there are 800 players in the majors at one time. With the way pitchers are shuttled up and down, it's probably closer to 900 playing right now. So if you take that 1.17%, that means 13.6 of players playing today will make the Hall of Fame on average. So let's look at it. Ohtani, Trout, Judge, Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer, Betts, Harper, Soto. That's 9. So that leaves 4 for spots like Goldman, Freeman, Correa, Cole, Acuna, Vlad Jr., Chapman. Not to mention the guys just starting out like Skeens, Bobby Witt Jr., and J-Rod. In other words, to be in the Hall of Fame, you were a superstar among superstars. It's not the occasional all-star. It's not the very good player. It's the best of the best. And I feel like these players don't get the respect they deserve. And that's why I'm a Hall of Fame collector. So think about how hard it is to be in the top 1.17% of your sport in Major League Baseball. And then look at a guy like Robin Roberts and appreciate who he is and what he did. So those are my 4 opinions in 5 minutes this week. Hope you enjoyed this segment. And remember, if you're not excited to add it to your collection, you bought the wrong card. Thanks so much for watching.